Hey guys, it's Braden Langley, and today I'm going to show you how to make it so your computer will switch from light mode to dark mode or vice versa automatically depending on what time of the day it is. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is pull up terminal. You can press Command and spacebar to get to Spotlight Search, and let's type in terminal. This is the command that you're going to need to execute to enable you to switch from light mode to dark mode. You're going to have to type in your password, but it's not going to show it when you type. So now it's enabled. But for it to take effect, you need to relaunch Finder. An easy way to do that is just to type in killall Finder. Now it's relaunched, and I can use the keyboard shortcut Control Option Command and T. I can switch between dark and light mode. This is pretty cool, but let's take it a step further and automate it. To do this, we need to pull up Applescript editor. Applescript is Apple's scripting language, which is used to control applications in certain parts of the Mac OS. Here's the first line of code you need to write. So what we're doing here is we're setting a variable to the time of current date. So what this part right here does is we're getting the current date, and then when you specify time of, that's getting the amount of seconds since midnight. Next, you're going to declare a variable called file path, and you're going to set it to POSIX file, and then this is where we're going to store a keyword. When you specify POSIX file, what this does is it converts the path from slashes like this to colon notation, which is what Applescript uses. So let's pull up TextEdit and create our file to store our keyword. We don't need the formatting, so we can make it plain text. And our keyword is just going to be either go dark or go light. Since we have it light right now, we're going to put in go dark. Let's save it as, you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it keyword and save it to my desktop. There it is. It's a txt file, and now we can just drag it in right between the double quotation marks, and this is our path. Now we're going to say set the file contents variable to, and we're going to read the path the file we just created from this file path. So now we're going to create a conditional if statement. If time in seconds is less than 72,000 and the file contents is equal to go light, then we're going to do something. So where did I get this 72,000? Well, what I did is I picked the time that I want it to go dark. So for this one example, I picked 8 o'clock. So what you have to do is you have to convert the numbers of hours from midnight to 8 o'clock to seconds. You can either do this with a calculator, or you can just go to Safari and then go to Google, and they have a simple converter there. Just type in hours to minutes. Now you can type in, let's start at 12. So 12 hours from midnight is 12 p.m. and then whatever time you want to have it switch to dark. So say if it was 9 o'clock, you just add 9. Since it's 8 o'clock, I'm going to add 8 to 12, which is 20. 20 hours. Oh yeah, and we need to switch this to seconds. 72,000. So you just copy that and paste it in right here. Okay, so now we need to tell the application system events to do a keystroke, our keyboard shortcut that we have set. So we're going to say T, we're going to do the keystroke T while using control, oops, that's supposed to be curly brace, using control down, option down, and command down. Now we're going to say end tell, because we're done telling the application. And we're going to create another variable called keyword. We're going to set it equal to go dark. Now we're going to set a variable called text file. We're going to set it to the path of our keyword. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a shell script called printf. So what this basically is doing is we're saying, okay, we want to do the shell script printf, and we're going to pass in a keyword, which is right here, and we're going to output it to the text file. And when we put a single greater than less than symbol, it will overwrite anything that's already there, which is what we want. Okay, so now we're going to say end if, because we're done with the if statement. This is basically all you have to do for this part. Now we just need to copy this section, paste it down here, and we need to change it for if we want it to go light. So now we want if it is greater than. This was if it's less than. So if the amount of seconds is if it's before 8 o'clock, we want it to be light, and now we want if it's greater than 8 o'clock, we want it to go dark. So let's change this to go dark. This is all the same. Now we want to change it to go light. So next time around, we'll go light. And this is all we have to do for here. So let's save it. Let's just call it change mode. Save to our desktop as a script. Oh, we left off our other parenthesis. Okay, so now let's run this to see if it works. It all seems to be working good. If we want to test this out, we can change the time to, let's say, 8 o'clock. Save it, run our script. It switches it to dark mode. But if I try to run it again, it doesn't change it to light because it's not the right time. If I switch it to, say, 7 o'clock, which is before 8, and try to run it, it switches it to light mode, but not to dark if I try to do it again. So as you can see, everything's working great. The next thing we need to do is to pull up an application called NerdTool. You can download it for free on the internet. I'll include a link in the description below the video. NerdTool can do a couple of different things, but what I'm going to use it for is to execute a shell script. Let's just call it change mode, and you can enter in your command right here. The command is osa script, and this will execute an Applescript. So we have to drag in our path to our Applescript, and whenever you have a space in your path, you need to put a backslash so it knows that this is a space. This is set to refresh every 10 seconds. You can adjust it however you like. Make sure it's set to on, and now it will change. We can even close it and it'll automatically run our script every 10 seconds. So if we go to System Preferences and change the time, say 9 o'clock, when that 10-second mark comes around, it will change it to dark mode. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, and if you like my videos, please subscribe.